Hello everyone, good morning. We are going to continue Folie Déraison. I am not going to be streaming IGV today. I'll be playing it off stream just because I want to give my throat a break from reading all this, and I think it's pretty boring if I didn't just speak. So let's start then. Behind the open rating curtain, what disrupted this era, what unraveled time, the shadow looking in the ruins answers madness. An otherwise tidy room is covered in fine scratches and small unidentifiable stains. The smell of a disinfectant lingers in the air, mixed with mildew.
Wait here a moment. I'll report the situation and your request to Dr. Merlin. However, since he's always busy, I can't guarantee he'll agree to meet you, but I'll do my best to persuade him.
The jaguar's figure slinks out through the inner door.
Now's our chance, Sinetto.
Our chance? What do you mean, Timekeeper?
It's unlikely that the jailer will let us search the central tower, even in this situation. We should take the initiative and look for clues while she's away.
I see, Timekeeper. I will do my best.
Sinetto swiftly conducts a thoroughly unauthorized search.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Recoleta. Without your precise predictions, we wouldn't be standing here now. I haven't yet grasped the connection between the die, your novel, and what's happening in this place. But by process of elimination, it's almost certain that your pen pal, Aleph, is right behind this door.
Sometimes I envy your decisiveness, Vertin. I'm sure many people have praised this special talent of yours.
Are you all right? You don't seem as excited as when we first entered Kamala.
Recoleta holds her gaze on the tightly shut door, uncertain whether she hopes it will open now or never again.
The all-seeing sentinel of the Panopticon, veiled within the central tower. If it truly is Aleph, I don't know how to face such a terrifying and increasingly plausible reality.
Sorry to interrupt, but... Timekeeper, I think you'll want to see these.
Signed Erd. This is a letter from Dr. Dorez.
The delicate signature matches the one in the manuscript folder.
Her handwriting, it's as beautiful as I'd imagined. Who is it addressed to? Dear Mr. Aleph.
Aleph? Looks like Dorez and Aleph are acquaintances. Or at least, they've had some correspondence. Dear Mr. Aleph, my apologies if this reaches you at an inconvenient time. I am Dorez, pen name Erd, an ordinary inmate of the Panopticon of Kamala. I write seeking your guidance, if you wouldn't mind offering it to me. I heard from the physician, Dr. Merlin, that...
You have the answer to every question. A statement which has been echoed by the idealist and the other inmates. I have something I wish to ask you. What exactly is your role at the prison? Chief Warden? A secret backer? An observer who dominates the prison? Are you truly the supreme ruler of the Panopticon of Kamala?
They tear open the next letter, eager to read on.
Dear Erd, I do indeed have answers for every question, including yours. I'm afraid every one of your speculations is off the mark. I am merely an inmate who chose to imprison himself here. And allow me to point out that your identity isn't as ordinary as you claim. Why is it that you, my fellow inmate and guest of Manus Vindictae, are so interested in Comana?
Dr. Doris? A guest of Manus Vindictae?
A muffled shattering of glass interrupts their reading.
It came from inside the room. Do you think they're okay?
The jailer and the physician! What happened?
The door defies any attempt at an answer, sealing all the events
I'm not
from view.
sure, but it could be bad. Come on, let's go in and see if they're all right.
Oh. It's that thing. We saw this before on the previous chapters. The unlocked door leads to another room more decrepit and oppressive than the last. A cold operating table lies in the center, surrounded by scattered bottles and medical
It
instruments.
seems we've stumbled upon the physician's...
The physician's office. I should have known. But is this an operating room? As if this prison wasn't bizarre enough already.
Inside the narrow operating room, the Jaguar reacts badly to their intrusion.
Didn't I tell you to wait outside? What do you think you're doing barging in like this?
We were just worried about your safety, jailer.
Enough. Get out of...
Quiet. The reptilian complex governs all our fundamental functions.
Why is it glitching again?
Our heartbeat, breathing, fight or flight responses, and our territory and hierarchy awareness. Our primitive ancestors, like reptiles and birds, followed such instincts to survive. Through millions of years of evolution, we developed the limbic system. This processes emotions and forms memories. It allows us to feel fear, sadness, anger, joy. Our behaviors are given meaning. Now it's the neocortex that makes up more than 2/3 of our total brain volume. Language, perception, logical reasoning, abstract thought. This is what forms the complexity of human nature. We read, create, perceive. We try to understand both the world and ourselves. We are forever setting goals, one after another.
When they design male characters, right, it's so simple but effective. Oh my god, you're so cool, but unfortunately I'm saving up for Assassin's Creed.
And all this, these multitudes, happens within the confines of the skull, in the tight folds of the crowded cerebral cortex.
Brother, so cool.
Is he... performing surgery?
Such a delicate and elaborate organ. Were it unable to forget, what would come of it? Can this space, no larger than the palm of my hand, truly accommodate dozens of people at once?
At last, the physician sets down his operating scissors and needle, signaling the end of the surgery, yet at the same time the old machine issues an alarm, signaling that his patient's vital signs are wavering.
What's happened to the patient? It looks like he's dying.
Oh, is this the idealist? Her anxiety rises as the question goes unanswered. On the screen, the last wave forms but disappear. On On the screen, the last waveforms disappear, leaving only a constant flat tone.
¿Fracasó la cirugía?
Nonsense. The surgery was a tremendous success.
He died.
I have erased his debilitating hysteria and restored order to the Panopticon. What are you trying to achieve by barging in here?
The man behind the operating table stares at the uninvited guests. The man behind the operating table stares at the uninvited guests expectantly, but does not give them a chance to respond.
Forget it. The next operation requires my attention. Jailer, show them out. Bring me the next patient in 15 minutes.
I'm sorry, Miss Burton. I'm afraid you have to leave now.
Nicoletta steps forward, blocking their path. There is a hint of pleading in her voice.
Please, just let us speak with you. It'll only take a moment. I have something very important I need to ask.
Her question is not given time to take shape.
Important. Nothing is of greater importance than my experiments in the Panopticon, outsiders. To ensure they continue, the stability of time and schedule is absolutely paramount.
Experiments in the Panopticon? So you really are the controller of the prison, then?
Controller? What an outdated notion. Superficial, really. The Panopticon has no need for such power, regardless of who occupies the central tower, or even if no one's there at all. Every inmate is both the observer and the observed, both wielders and subjects of power. Achieving such a state requires no physical or violent measures. The structure of the Panopticon itself is the mechanism which sustains it. Kamala is simply a manifestation of this model. Once I confirm its feasibility and adaptability, this model can be applied to any functional setting with only minor modifications. So far, it has proven to be far superior to any current system of governance in our world, transcendental even. Curse it. Why am I wasting time explaining this to you? Time is running out.
The investigator keenly senses the cue within his word.
Dr. Marlin, you keep mentioning time. What exactly do you mean by that?
Really? You need to ask? Even those oily-headed lunatics know it. The end of this era is imminent, is it not?
You know about the storm?
Indeed, the word that was so close to being spoken.
That's what you call it, is it? A storm that washes everything away? You employees of the St. Pavlov Foundation should know better than I. Soon, this era and everything in it will cease to exist. I must prove the feasibility of the Panopticon model before this place is turned to ruins, or something even more unrecognizable.
A storm that washes everything away? Verton, what on earth are you two talking about?
You're in for a ride. Oh yeah, I was drinking well. Okay. The conversation extends beyond even the most imaginative creations of The conversation extends beyond even the most imaginative creations of the aspiring writer.
No one can predict the era to which we will be reversed. I have seen the eras change time and time again. The transformation of this place, over and over.
So does that mean this place is actually storm immune?
But no matter which era each of these 9 storms, as you call them, has taken us back to, Cordeismo continues to plague this land. Dependency theorists, martyred revolutionists, I've seen them all. You, young writer, are no different from those intellectuals who were swept away in the rain. There is no romance in this era, only the repeated cycles of madness and brutality, an endless, meaningless struggle. Only in this forgotten corner can we momentarily escape the plundering of the marauders and the chaos they unleash. Although it won't be long before this place is looted by those oily-headed lunatics. Just as it has countless times before on this land as rich as silver.
He mutters to himself.
But there is still hope. Even in a wasteland, we may still be saved. As long as I uncover the path to transcendentality, I will find the ultimate answer. Ugh, I've already wasted far too much time on you. Leave, now.
The physician turns away, beginning preparations for the next surgery, organizing his worn-out instruments.
You heard him. Please don't press things any further.
All right, Senor. I get it. Obviously, you don't want to discuss my novel with me anymore. So I won't insist upon it. All the letters we wrote to one another. All those inspiring revisions and suggestions. I guess they meant nothing to you.
So she knew she has her suspicions, but she actually confirms it now. And they didn't even say, so you're Ella or something. So it's like, I like that. I like that. Her voice wavers, projections, closed doors, as critics disprove even more devastation.
But there's still something I must tell you. Jailer, could you please allow us a private conversation with the No.
Her voice wavers, projections, closed doors, as critics disprove more devastating than all of them together.
With Aleph.
Hearing this, the physician stopped.
Leave us, jailer. I'll spare these outsiders 5 minutes.
The jaguar turns to leave, her face revealing an uncharacteristic sorrow as she lingers on the girls one last time. This time, she offers no words. Masters of the Labyrinth. Within the corpse of the labyrinth's builder, he proclaims it is and has always been perfect. I am going to grab some water first, because I already ran out of it. For such a short chapter, but the reading is really bad for my throat anyways. Be right back. Yeah, let's continue. Only the steady beeping of a heart monitor keeps the eerie silence at bay.
Dr. Merlin, or should I say Aleph, I don't know why you're using my novel to manipulate the Panopticon. But you need to know that it won't serve your purpose, whether in fiction or reality. You claim that the inmates are both the observer and the observed, and both wielders and subjects of power. How could you be so blind as to not see the true state of the Panopticon? The inmates haven't achieved any perfect order. No, they've devolved into pitiful caricatures of themselves, performers in some endless pantomime to be watched from the central tower. Even their medication has become a prop to demonstrate the so-called randomness of fate in the theater that is the Panopticon. This farce hasn't made the Panopticon a better place. No, it has warped it into a twisted theater of cruelty, where the sick are denied treatment and left to quietly perish in the dark corners of its halls. And literature has died alongside them. This prison is a monster, born under the gaze of this all-seeing power. Aleph, is this truly the ultimate answer you've been searching for?
The physician suddenly seemed startled, stepping back and accidentally knocking over his stool.
What? Are you suggesting that this is the answer I've reached? That my experiment has been a failure all along, and I've been too blind to see it? No, impossible. Foucault's theory is flawless.
Having his life's work denied is something he cannot tolerate. The man searches the tabletop with pained composure, but in doing so he unintentionally sweeps all the surgical tools onto the floor.
I have removed every obstacle to the running of this prison. It is pure, sacrosanct. I have constantly re-evaluated the system, adjusting my instructions to my subordinates to ensure the most efficient maintenance of the established order. And now, you stand here and tell me that everything I've done has been meaningless from the very beginning? That the power model I have implemented has already been replaced by an alternative? No, outsiders. The perfect order of the Panopticon shall not be disrupted. I will not be swayed by your lies. This facility is superior to all others. Nothing here escapes my notice.
At last, in a barely noticeable corner, he finds the 20-sided die wreathed in black mist.
That said, it isn't easy to work a miracle, as we all know. I shall personally verify it, all myself.
Bro is actually very creepy. Oh my god! All of his emotions dissolve as he grips the die. The narrow operating room shakes as if responding to him, emitting a distorted scream.
What's happening?
It's a boss battle, Vernon.
Visitors from another era. You have come here with plagued ideologies in an attempt to break the subtle balance of the Panopticon. But did you not notice the tiles beneath your feet? The cracks and water stains on the walls, constantly changing right before your eyes. This room, the previous room, every room, you have blindly wandered through them, seeing them as nothing more than the building blocks of a monotonous labyrinth. But this place was not born from the chaotic imaginings of a madman. No. Every inch has been crafted through the meticulous harnessing of order and power. Every wisp of spider silk drifting in the wind. Every speck of rust on the gallery rail. Every detail of the panopticon has been built by my own hands. With this ever-shifting die, concepts may be transformed into reality, and ideals into substance. I observe the movement of every entity, the passage of every sound. The moment you entered this realm, you too became subjects of my experiment.
Brother is cray-cray. Who is the enemy? Okay, let's not do. Let's not do you. I guess we can just do follow-up.
Field check complete. Move carefully.
Admit it. This is all getting out of hand. Impossible! All is under the die's control. What may appear to be chaos is nothing more than a temporary deviation.
Oh look, here's another one.
强梁既出，王有不为。Awaken. My responsibility.
This card connection between numbers beholds the phenomenal world. Oh, be careful. Fly, my numerical friends.
It's special, precise, perfect. It is far from perfect. You know that as well as I. Why else would we be conducting this experiment?
That weren't even as tough as waking up an old factory man.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be second stage or something.
This happened when the Idealist was attacked too.
To think we've been trapped in a prison fabricated by a die all this time.
What? Oh yeah. I don't know why it flew over my head. Because he did say that the moment they entered that, they all became part of his experiment. That's why it's all glitching out.
Did the physician really build all this with such a small, simple object?
The distortion is getting worse. Prepare yourselves to fight or flee.
The situation begins to spiral out of control. Now everything in the room screeches and twists until they become a mess of meaningless black and white lines.
Please, Dr. Merlin, stop this!
No. You're asking for the impossible. Power model of the Panopticon is destined to permeate all of society. Such insignificant interferences could never plunge it into chaos. But it already has, Merlin. You failed. I have not failed, as long as I keep the prison running.
The physician fiddles with the die, muttering babbling and incoherent words to himself.
It isn't your power model running the prison. It's the die. It's simply a form of magic, unrelated to the microphysics of power you seek. It provides no aid in your experimentation with power. It's a false hope. A castle in the sky given to you by the military junta and Manus Vindictae.
Manus Vindictae? So you really are working with them. What exactly do you intend to do?
And I've also failed. I've ended up a pathetic fool, lost in the chaos of reality. Just like the idealist chasing visceral realism, Paracelsus seeking the fountain of youth, and Zahir obsessing over the one-sided coin. When did it all start falling apart, Aleph? When the doorknob loosened? When the prisoner's wounds started to fester? Or when the daily disinfectant concentration reached 28 milligrams? Or the crack in the second gray brick on the wall expanded to 6 millimeters? Or was it when Warden Tartuffe left Ushuaia with news of the Foucault Association's dissolution? This place should have been the ideal ground for psychoanalytic practice. Why did they halt all research, all discussion? We've been abandoned, haven't we? By eras old and new. You designed and have maintained everything in Kamala, right down to the smallest detail. But it is these details that trap you. And as the bars close around you, you are losing your name, Merlin, and you're becoming a physician, a man forever imprisoned within these walls. I don't understand. All these false eras are like a dreadful novel with no conclusion. Trying to find answers within such things is, in itself, a mistake. Much like them, you are destined never to attain transcendentality. Tell me, Aleph, does the ultimate answer even exist?
The die becomes too heavy for him to hold any longer. It drops to the floor. The second round? Oh, no. The distortions and tremors of the prison finally subside, as if the pulse of a massive heart had stopped for an instant. Amid the swirling dust, the girls help each other stand, but fail to notice the truth revealing itself before them.
Timekeeper, are you alright? Yes. And you? And Miss Recoleta? Are you okay? Miss Recoleta?
The smoke clears, but no one responds. The named girl simply stares in shock at the figure before her.
You're...
The word utopia derives from Greek. It means no place. People cannot understand the structure of the labyrinth, yet they continue to follow its paths. They cannot comprehend the mechanics of fate, yet they believe in its jurisdiction. As if, by doing so, everything will naturally fall into place. And now, the polar night approaches.
Holy shit, man!
How good it is to see you, pen pal.
Oh, the design is so cool. Hopefully I get him when I lose my 50-50. The mask in the mirror. Between two mirrors hangs a single object. One face, two faces, cascading into the infinite.
Where did the physician go? Wait. Sir? Are you?
I mean, he has red hair. I don't know why you're so confused about it. No one notices when the unfamiliar prisoner appears. He seems calm and almost ordinary, like an unchanging mirror that has stood here all along, in this room, in this labyrinth, as unseen by everyone. The answer she now sees plainly makes her step back in a panic. But in the end, she says the name out loud. Its sound is heavy, cold, and leaves her at a loss.
Aleph. It's you. My pen pal. You are, in fact, in Komala. All those letters, all the ideas we shared, they weren't just my imagination or some prank. Vertin, Soneto, it's all just as I told you. They weren't meaningless. They're all real.
Yet, why does she feel no joy?
So, sir, are you Aleph, the ruler of this prison? Are you the one controlling the Panopticon with the die? The one hiding Miss Dores's whereabouts?
What curious inquiries. Quite different from the last 2,666 questions I've received. My guests, you may call me Aleph, or by any other name, be it a symbol of God's oneness or a farcical epithet. I am merely one of the many prisoners who voluntarily reside here, a single letter in the alphabet of the Panopticon.
A letter? The way you speak is quite different from Dr. Merlin. Still, I wonder what your relationship is with him.
Under the dim lighting, the man looked drained of all energy.
But allow me to make a guess. You're Dr. Merlin, aren't you?
I'm afraid that's not entirely accurate, but you may think of it that way. Merlin is a figment born of my mind, an incomplete reenactment. He is me, yes, but not entirely. He, or rather they, failed to find their answers. They fought against their predestined fates, only to be inevitably crushed under their weight. I simply stood by and watched it all unfold. That was the extent of our relationship.
They?
You've already met Merlin and the Idealist, even witnessed their demise.
Excuse me, okay.
Shackled by the delusions of verses, the Idealist lost his own name. Merlin, too, imprisoned himself within the system of the Panopticon. I'm sure their desperate pursuits caused you some trouble. Please forgive them. After all, your fleeting encounters led to the demise of them both.
I think I understand now. The Idealist and the Physician are both parts of you. Or, to put it another way, they're your alter egos.
It seems the jailer's diagnosis that the whole prison is mad has been shown to be more accurate than anyone could have imagined.
The physician mentioned Manus Vindictae. What's the relationship between this prison and the Manus?
Visitors from the Foundation. We all witnessed those eras perish. In 1977, not long before the fourth storm, I arrived in Ushuaia. Shortly after, some members of the National Foucault Studies Association reached out to me. But it wasn't just them. An arcanist organization called Manus Vindictae also approached me. Each of them wanted answers. They named me their advisor.
You acted as an advisor to the Manus?
The two parties presented me with a concept and a parable, respectively.
A concept and a parable?
The Foucault Association sought to explore the feasibility of the panopticon concept here, while Manus Vindictae showed me a parable of the past and future. Day and night, I wandered through endless texts, endless realities, as I searched for answers. And thus, Merlin was born. He was both an experiment and a price I paid. A new concept, a new direction. Pursuing such things always leaves me confined by the limitations of human knowledge. Merlin spent his entire life exploring Foucault's theories in pursuit of that singular yet infinite answer.
What about the Manus, Mr. Aleph? You didn't explain why you helped them.
Explain why? Because they asked me to, just as you have.
Well... You okay?
I simply worked to answer their questions.
So you're saying that, to you, we are no different from Manus Vindictae? And if we ask, you'll answer us, without holding anything back?
Is that not precisely what is happening this very moment?
Then where is Doris? Aleph picks up the fallen die. It flickers with a familiar comforting glow.
This is what the Manus gave Merlin. A magical die named the Tear of Kamala.
Oh, I thought it was the Tear of Babylon.
It was once a gemstone that belonged to a god. At the beginning of the century, explorers plucked it from an ancient gate they discovered in Antarctica.
Okay, so God is actually no, yeah. I mean, it is an arcanist world, right? I think the closest one to gods is probably Arcana, though.
To the explorer's amazement, the gemstone could turn human desires into reality. So they cut it into a die, a symbol of fate, and used it to build a sanatorium, which was later transformed into the panopticon you are standing in right now.
His words are direct, yet they still leave the outsiders perplexed.
Then, Aleph, you really are the mastermind behind the panopticon?
I mean, if he did it to seek answers, it's probably just an experiment for him, everything. A silent girl grips her notebook, her knuckles turn white from the pressure. A draft of an unpublished novel with words that only she knows, the countless hours spent at her desk, the self-reflections, the meticulous questioning, revisions, and scrutiny of every word. Yeah, this is harder for her, because he did use it. He did use her works for the experiment against people. Crazy people, but still people. That book holds the life of its writer.
You said Merlin used the panopticon to seek his answer. What does that have to do with my novel? I don't get it, Aleph. Why would you use my novel to manipulate this place? Roberta, Garcia, Octavia, Pablo, the jailer, everyone. Not one of them deserved to be trapped in a deadly loop in which everyone's fate is already predestined. They're just like the ghosts in Amalfitano, inescapably trapped within the ruins. Tell me, what is it you really want?
Hearing Hearing this, the lonely prisoner fidgets with the die, looking puzzled.
It's not about what I want. It's about what you want.
Me? Miracle letter?
The third line of your first letter. You said you wanted to give the rise and fall of sanity an ending.
That's it? Just because she wanted an ending? Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot about the thingy. The small thingy. Okay. Typewriter record part 1. Typewriter record part 12. They cover their eyes, they descend into madness. Read document. On Xenos defectors. I wonder if the tower inside the prison has seen this. Read report. Okay. Prison reform notes. Look, by the smallest of clues, the greatest of structures, built brick by brick. Check record. It's someone's name. Oh, this is... He's eating paper already. I think this is Eduardo, right? But the name is too long for it though, for the block up thing. Because he's the only one that's probably like write 15 pages of poetry over 10 days. The clipping. When he pulls out the ice pick, don't be afraid. Panic is proof of what? Panic is proof that you're still lucid for now. Are you serious about that? The clipping? Oh, I hate this. Oh, thank God, right? It's banned after $20. Not even 20, it's like, that's 20 years, right? 25. Philosophy in motion. Does the foundation ever actually require employees to clock it? Discuss. Have you ever been to Foucault, Soneto? Yes, he is a renowned French philosopher and social theorist. I read books about his theories at the SPDM. So those are precisely the kind of books they'd never confiscate. Sorry, I don't understand. Never mind that. Could you explain what you read in detail? Alright, Foucault agreed that madness is a natural phenomenon, but rather a cultural construct. Are you serious? In early times, punishment was a public spectacle and the display of power for the ruler. Nowadays, things are different. After the Enlightenment, punishment became a form of public education intended primarily to deter crime. That's true. The phrase public execution has all but disappeared from everyday language. Discipline and punishment. By that logic, the SPDM aligns closely with Foucault's ideal. But Deleuze believed that another model of power had replaced disciplinary power of administration, a highly efficient yet indifferent system of management. The system holds control over the environment, and under such circumstances, the individual's inner self ceases to matter. Timekeeper, is this discussion because of what the physicians say? That's right. Initially, I just wanted to hear your perspective on this. Now I'm starting to see how this model reduces people to little more than animals. Right, Timekeeper. Oh, that's actually interesting. Oh my god, it's that bug again. I have to redo this. I thought it would be like fixed because I did close the game, right? I guess not. A tattered invitation. A serpent brings an apple, but I already possess the wisdom. Open the letter. Draft or a strange incantation. The greatest arcane skills demand thorough preparation. Every list is the crystallization of countless insights. Check entry. I think this is a free breeze, I guess. Right? Yeah, yeah, this is the free breeze, I guess. Not I guess, it is the free breeze. It's interesting. The time referred to here is not our traditional understanding, but time itself. Hey, love, why are you alone here? The mournful, the grotesque, the sum of self and self.
Los registros históricos del Dado de Babilonia aún se pueden encontrar en la biblioteca de la Universidad Santa Teresa. No. Una apertura como esta haría la historia demasiado ambigua.
I mean, it's fine.
En 1975, en el pueblo de Amalfitano, Sonora, México, ocurrió algo terrible y escalofriante en la cabaña con el techo azul. Todo comenzó con las costumbres peculiares de los Espera, ¿cómo supe todo esto? Necesito agregar un ro para el narrador. El cuentacuentos. Un poeta surrealista de México me contó esta historia. Una anciana entró en el bar al que solía ir en el pueblo. Al mismo tiempo,
el empleado del banco también entró al bar trayendo la noticia de que una corporación multinacional iba a construir una fábrica de jabón de galletas en Amalfitano.
Espera, empleado del banco. No sabía que había bancos en Amalfitano.
What? Is this like when she exchanged letters with Aleph?
Pero sí, tiene sentido. Los bancos comerciales son, sin duda, un sello del capitalismo. Gracias, amigo por correspondencia.
But how did he know? It's so fast though.
Antes de convertirse en empleado del banco, era un defensor de las antiguas costumbres del pueblo. Era un pescador de dunas.
Después de aceptar el destino otorgado por el dado de Babilonia, eligió dejar todo atrás, el triste y aterrador pueblo y los ciclos ocultos dentro de la infinita aleatoriedad.
Oh, qué irónico. Pero también es realista. Ahora solo necesitamos un personaje contrastante. Un creyente en el destino. Una anciana tejedora se sentó en su antiguo taller, girando incansablemente su rueca, un regalo precioso, otorgado por el dado de Babilonia.
La tejedora ciega relató suavemente todo lo que había vivido.
¡Qué idea brillante, Aleph! Una tejedora ciega no podría haber presenciado el asesinato. ¡Fantástico! En este caso, agregaré a un conductor de burros que es asesinado en este capítulo.
What? Why do you write the murder first before you put the murderer? I mean, the murdered. Huh? Am I dumb? A blind people couldn't possibly witness the murder. And then the next line you were like, you will add the donkey driver who gets murdered in this chapter. Why? Shouldn't you like write who gets murdered first, then decides who's the witness? I don't know. I'm not a writer, so I don't know.
Con cada una de tus sugerencias, la historia da un paso adelante. Gracias, Aleph. Pero todavía no veo ninguna señal del final.
Because you keep writing it. That's why there's no ending. Because each time he added something, you are adding on top of it again. So it's never gonna end.
Es como si no importara cuántos personajes nuevos agreguemos. Todavía falta algo en el pueblo desértico. Le falta una figura clave. Aleph, ¿qué debo hacer? ¿Cómo le doy un final a esta historia?
It's that sound again. The ting sound.
Tú misma me preguntaste, ¿cómo le doy un final a esta historia? Me describiste cómo tus palabras se habían transformado en un rompecabezas desmesurado infinito, un lenguaje irreconocible, una colección de información ambigua y una parábola que había perdido todo su significado. La ausencia de un final aún te roe, atrapándote para siempre en ese abrasador pueblo desértico. Todo lo que estoy haciendo es intentar encontrarlo para ti.
¿Estás diciendo que has estado manipulando los acontecimientos en el panóptico desde que intercambiamos cartas por primera vez septiembre pasado?
Are you serious? I thought... Wait, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Because she did write to him, right? And everything in her novel came through in the Panopticon. She struggles, faintly hoping for him to deny it.
Sí, cada vez que revisabas la novela, se hacían ajustes correspondientes en el panóptico. Reflejar fielmente las complejidades de cada detalle era clave para asegurar que la historia avanzara sin problemas.
I mean, he did admit that he did this for the experiments because Recoleta wanted an ending for her story. So he keeps revising the story in the Panopticon as she writes to him.
Estos ajustes los manejaba principalmente Merlin, a veces el idealista, y antes de ellos, Zahir y Paracelso.
¿Cada vez?
6 versiones de la historia del Amalfitano ya se han desarrollado en el Panóptico.
6 versions though. Oh my god.
Eso significa la rana aplastada en el barro, la vaca muriendo de vieja, el lirón cayendo al mar.
Because she wanted an ending, there's no way she there's no way how should I say this? There's gonna be a loophole if she fixes a version and then Aleph just lets the previous version runs through its course.
El fantasma asesinado en el duelo. Y los cambios repentinos al dado de Babilonia. Todas las revisiones que sugeriste. Todas las muertes. El caos y la locura. ¿Realmente sucedieron aquí mismo?
Oh, that's actually even worse than I thought. Because I thought Recoleta is probably just gonna write to him like what she thinks of this. And then oh wait. But yeah, Recoleta writes to him. He watched it play out, writes to her back what happened, and it became a loop again. 6 versions though. The ever-knowing prisoner falls into a long dark silence. He will not answer a question when the one asking already knows the answer.
Incluso la eternidad tiene sus límites, o Recoleta. In the 6th revision, we added the blind weaver, an extraordinary figure.
Oh my god, if this is coincidence, it's too creepy to be one.
Just like the paracausality researcher who carries a suitcase that you introduced in your 7th letter.
The paracausality researcher carrying a suitcase.
I mean, she did say it to us in the jail, remember, Soneto?
Miss Recoleta, is this character really based on the Timekeeper?
What? Of course not. The paracausality researcher is an entirely different character.
Don't you understand? We're only one die roll away from the ending.
Aleph lifts the core of the infinite labyrinth. The tear of Kamala falls slowly in his hand.
I don't. What on earth are you trying to do?
The filament lamps on the operating room dim in time with his motions. The walls ripple like water and transform into countless mirrors. Oh, that is... ooh. It's cool. But why are there so many telephones? Within the mirrors, an endless stream of information appears. A seemingly possessed telephone babbles, an old radio sings, a flickering slide projector roars and cracks, a muted film projector spins. A timetable opens and dictionaries of countless languages flow past. A room without an exit, an eternal predicament, the prisoner's dwelling.
Recoleta, it is the cycle of fate that has brought you to the Panopticon of Komala in Ushuaia.
Uh-huh.
Now, return to the rise and fall of sanity. Return and become a character once more.
What? I thought she's the writer.
You've been searching for its ending, but how could you possibly find it when you're no longer inside the story? I believe that this time you will witness the grand finale with your own 2 eyes. No more sadness, no more loneliness. The answer you've long sought lies in the inevitable final roll of the die.
So, the jailer is the bank clerk, and Erd is the blind weaver. But what about Roberta, Garcia, and Octavia? They weren't even assigned roles. They were just playthings, helpless in the face of fate. What right do you or I have to decide what happens to them? To dictate their gains and losses?
But they couldn't possibly understand such a thing, could they? To you, it's just a story. But to them, it is the manifestation of bittersweet destiny.
Oh, that's key thing, because she is the one that writes it, that writes all these characters, like what happened to them.
Do you think hiding behind the guise of fiction absolves you from the reality that you've turned the Panopticon into a living hell? Yes. You're the only one who truly understands the rise and fall of sanity. Goodness knows how many manuscripts I sent out that never received a reply. I was so grateful to you. For your replies, for understanding my novel. Those things were more precious to me than any sunrise over the Andes. Had I known that your feedback was created in such a way, and at such a cost, I would have preferred not to receive it at all.
Same, girl.
Don't you get it? Even if they don't understand my novel, the people I meet are still my friends. Whether we took a long journey together, or we simply chatted for a few hours. We formed an inseparable, miraculous bond. They're a part of me. How could you treat them like fictional characters? It's disrespectful to my work, and to life itself.
The writer's resistance is so sharp that it cuts through Alepht's carefully constructed labyrinth easily.
But you raised the question yourself.
Yeah, but she just wanted to, talk about a story. She did want the ending, but not like this.
Why do you resist receiving its answer?
He lowers his head, and for the first time cracks appear on that indestructible mask.
They're always like this, aren't they? They throw a question at you, only to abandon it along with the fading of the era.
That's kind of cool though, brother. Yeah, it's a question, but it's not a means to an end.
This storm will spare no one. You've known it all along, Alice. Only the timeless Panopticon can maintain control. The all-seeing tower. The perfect governing system. What a hopeless fool you are, Merlin. Haven't you heard what they say? There is no need to build a labyrinth when the whole world already is one. Your meaningless questions will be swept away by the tides of time, only to resurface on the shores of our minds once more. We've seen it happen, over and over again. Surely you've realized by now that the only true meaning can be found in literature. For over a century, literature has remained the singular, ultimate answer. This lonely cowboy is simply feeling lost at the moment. Spare us your rambling, my dear. You're wasting our time.
Enough.
The dye that reflects the heart can no longer bear its weight as it flows from within burning fissures. In the surrounding mirrors, countless reflections of Aleph appear, each wearing a different face. They crowd into the room as a flood of ghosts. Okay.
Aleph seems to be in a terrible state. We have to be careful. Something isn't right about that dye.
You don't say. I mean, it is oozing a freaking oil. A mineral. I know she's impromptu. But I don't have your... Wait, actually, I do. I think I do, right? Where's... Yeah, you. I don't even have... Okay, what's a good thing for you? Not you. I guess you. I think just you.
Nothing unexpected.
Holy shit! That is so creepy. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's so cool.
Go ahead. Keep the story going. Carry it through until we finally feel the sweet gratification of the ending. Your endeavors are doomed to fail. There's only madness in literature and art, not transcendentality.
Oh look, this crunch should do.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más.
How are you able to out first?
We stand together.
Do I have to do this? Idealismo, vuelos de fantasía, patrones ocultos. Not a fan of my work, I take it?
As happened before, yet the
Puppy agreed with your decision.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una
Okay,
vez más.
after this battle, I'm going to take a break because my dad has been calling me since just now.
An unconventional choice. A mice path.
You are not welcome here.
In todo más allá Handy Plan A.
I need to check whether Charmaine is a good
truly
team
villainous
for
moment.
her.
Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
It's not impromptu, she is ultimate.
Three, two, one, down. Hey, don't interrupt me.
You are not welcome here. The show you want.
In todo
The puppy agreed with your decision.
Time waits for no one, even for a great feat.
We'll find our home.
Holy shit, bro, that's so cool.
a truly villainous moment.
Be careful.
Nuestro aliado es la verdad. Más allá del concepto.
This crunch should do. welcome here.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más.
These explorations, these fractures, they're all failures, aren't they? In this infinite expanse, I feel nothing but infinite sorrow.
Warning, warning. The puppy is fleeing the scene at its maximum speed.
The chaotic battle comes to an abrupt halt.
Wait! Mr. Olive? Are you human?
Exactly. We've just bought him as a boss. He doesn't look human. Netta steps back, lowering her glass better. She is shocked to realize that her opponent has no arcane skills at all. From beginning to end, all he had was the die. Oh. I thought she meant human, not like Arcanus human.
Please hand over the die peacefully.
Mr. Aleph, please stop resisting. It's futile.
Futile. Yes, it's all futile. The cage of rules, the ideals of literature, both are futile. Mere illusions conjured along the path to transcendentality. They all fear that they're nothing more than phantoms in someone else's dream. That reality will devour everything, including their very existence. That's why they drift further away from transcendentality. They couldn't break free from that false dream. None of them could.
Aleph stumbles as he looks up at the storyteller.
Both the physician and the idealist walked toward their own destruction, just as I expected. But your novel still has hope, Recoleta. Its ending hasn't been written yet. We cannot deny that it may be the answer to achieving transcendentality.
Of all the novels, you choose hers. Why?
You're not going to stop, are you? Not until you get your answer. Sinetto, we have no choice but to seize the die from him by force.
Sinetto's arcane energy gathers at the tip of her glass feather. At this moment, the silent storyteller takes a step forward.
Enough. I said enough.
She shakes as she refills the notebook that has never left her side. Okay, we are going to get a break. Take a break, sorry. And The boundary of fiction. She does not hesitate. Oh wait, there's a thingy here. An unsent letter. Someone who has already opened it. Perhaps the lady or perhaps the sender themselves. Open the envelope. She's in bed though. "1990, Guadalajara." I forgot. They said it on previous chapters. Oh no. 1990, Guadalajara. International Book Fair. I hope I said it correctly though. People move between bookshelves and corridors, engage in heated conversations. The air is filled with the mingling of multiple languages.
I'm afraid we can't publish your novel in its current state, Recoleta. We look forward to seeing more refined work from you in the future. Ah, Senor Cruz! What a pleasure to see you here. I'm an editor from the Naranja Dulce publishing house. Could you spare a moment to discuss the copyright for the Bluebird? We're huge fans of your children's literature.
The editor leaves, hurrying after another writer, leaving Recoleta standing alone in place. The 17th publisher to reject her today.
Hey, relax, Recoleta. Look at all the books around you. This place is heaven. You can't get down on yourself, not here. There's so many writers and publishers here. It's only natural you'd be turned down 17 times. This is just the beginning.
The young writer, attempting to forget her 17th rejection, flips through the event guide in her hand.
Now, which section should I visit next? Oh, this brochure might help.
He turns to the last page of the thick handbook, where all the invited authors and their contact details are listed.
Estupendo! An exchange of ideas between writers. Nothing could be more incredible than that. I recall James Joyce was inspired by a letter he received from Henrik Ibsen. So, maybe what I need is to find someone to share my manuscript with. But who? Hadeo Emasums. Aleph. Averroes.
A knock at the door interrupts her daydream.
Oh, it's you, senor. Don't worry. I promise I'll catch up on the rent next month. Although I must say, this apartment's hardly worth the price. The cracks on the walls must date back to the last century.
Make all the excuses you want, Ingrid. If you don't pay the rent soon, you'll either end up in that crumbling colonial building on the corner or on the street, selling oranges at the San Telmo market. By the way, Julia told me you lost your job at the textile factory. You under some kind of can't work in one place for more than 3 months, curse or something, senorita?
Oh, you don't even want to know about the terrible things that happened in that factory. All I did was lend the oppressed workers a hand.
Bah, you're just like those college kids, full of hot air. Anyway, I am not here about the rent. Didn't you tell me to watch out for your letters a while back, when you just returned from abroad? Well, here it is. A letter for you.
Well, that's a nice landlord. Like, just giving you the letters. Because there are assholes one that probably would just withhold the letters until you pay them rent, right? The girl freezes for a moment, then snatches the letter and slams the door shut, almost buzzing with excitement as she folds it.
Dios mío! Someone actually wrote back to me! This is incredible! Oh, thank you so much for bringing it to me, senor!
She slits open the long traveling letter.
Dear Miss Recoleta. It's from... let's see... Aleph. Hey, I've been watching you. You're not local, are you? What are you writing? Oh, hola. You're right. I just arrived in Buenos Aires 3 days ago. My trip's been a lot like a Copes tango performance, full of twists and turns, but nothing much worth telling, really. I'm actually writing a reply to my pen pal. Long story short, I sent him a manuscript of my novel, and to my surprise, he actually wrote back. Amazing, isn't it? In our recent letters, we've been discussing how my novel lacks a key character to drive the story toward a decisive ending. So we've been debating whether to introduce a new ghost to act as a turning point for the story. Oh, so then you're a writer? Hey, Pancho, come over here. I found an actual real-life writer!
What's the big deal? I wrote plenty of poems in middle school.
Oh, so you're a poet. I have a feeling we're about to embark on an incredible adventure together. Are you interested in joining the visceral realism movement? What? I've never heard of it, but it sounds like fun. Fabuloso! We have no time to waste. Once I finish this letter, you two must join me on a journey to Ushuaia.
Ushuaia? The end of the world? Why the heck would we go to that icebox?
Oh, don't be such a downer, Pancho. Just think of the fun we'll have, the breathtaking scenery we'll see, and the incredible stories we'll hear.
Fine, Maria. I'll deal with the cold if you really want to go so badly.
By the way, could you tell us about your novel? Of course. I'll tell you all about it on the way. Now where to begin? Alright, let's start with the cottage with the blue roof in Amalfitano. It's been 6 months since we first exchanged letters. Since then, I've been traveling. First from Chile to Mexico, then from Mexico to Argentina. And I've never stopped writing. I'm not really sure what the purpose of my novel is. I just keep writing and writing. I can't stop. What power does literature hold? What responsibilities? Perhaps only by continuing to write will I understand one day.
Recollet of this through her notebook, every turn of the page containing a different colored letter. After their long journey, these pages of letters from a faded riddle, their handwriting long since blurred.
Aleph, you're right. I do want an ending to my novel. But not like this.
You really have no idea, do you, Recoleta?
What do you mean? Okay, so this song, the background sound that's playing right now, is associated to truth reveal kind of thing. So I'm worried what's happening right now. Huh? Our only reader realizes she has not still grasped what is happening, forcing him to reveal the truth he has long concealed.
The rise and fall of sanity is your story.
Yeah, I mean, she did write it. What?
What do you mean?
You are a ghost, wandering this forsaken land, still striving to create a miracle.
What? This. But then how did she? But there's a landlord, and she met Pablo and Garcia. What?
You are a wandering poet, born in Amalfitano, the foolishly brave protagonist of the story, and the embodiment of the author herself.
Okay, so the writer writes herself in the rise and fall of sanity.
A reflection, yes. The author, no. You are simply a figment of her imagination, a manifestation of her dream to wander.
Then what happened with her, the real Recoleta, the author Recoleta, not the rise and fall Recoleta?
Have you not realized it? The literary pursuits and romantic adventures you described, they are merely faded memories from 1975.
Oh my god.
The poets who joined the visceral realism movement with you left Latin America long ago.
Faded memories.
As for the novel, it's yours now. A story you're writing. A story about yourself. Your departure has turned Amalfitano into a ghost town. The characters have lost their connection to you. They're gradually fading away.
Is he talking about the author Recoleta or this rise and fall Recoleta?
If the novel is destroyed, you too will cease to exist.
Holy shit, man.
Wait, this is Miss Recoleta. Is what he said true?
I know you never lie, pen pal. In your first letter, you told me that a character's role in fate must be determined from the outset and consistently adhered to throughout the story. Reading the perspective and insights of a walking encyclopedia, having such a person be willing to share their thoughts at all was an exhilarating experience. I had never imagined my novel could develop in this way. Words could hardly describe how I felt in that moment. No one but you has ever understood the story of that town, let alone offered any revisions.
Okay, so my smooth brain like connects some dots, okay? Not all. So Author Recoleta is from Amalfitano, and the reason why Aleph knows so much about that town is because he read it, because it's in the past. Is that it?
Following your advice, I added the bank clerk, the dune piscator, the blind weaver, and the murdered donkey driver. Amalfitano was no longer an empty town with a single blue-roofed cottage. The new ghostly residents had begun to fill the skies over it. The story was finally reaching completion. I could feel that the ending was within reach. I became increasingly eager to meet my pen pal. I couldn't get the thought out of my mind. I wasn't sure what I would say to this Aleph. A simple thank you, perhaps? Or maybe a discussion about the future of Amalfitano with its sole reader. Or maybe I'm no different from everyone else. Led up the garden path by fate. But even if I am a ghost, as you say, an incarnation of someone else, a fictional being, so what? My resolve will not waver, even if my existence is bound to fade away. Because this isn't what literature is supposed to be. You once told me there isn't an ounce of reality in fiction, only voids and glorified lies. Let me tell you this. Whether real or fictional, corporeal or intangible, I have accepted my existence. Now, let's put a stop to this, Aleph. The inmates aren't characters in my novel. They're people trapped in a prison, just as you are. By simulating my story here, you have made me into some kind of god, a guilty, false creator, a dictator of fate. I never wanted any of this.
Oh my god. Holy shit. You're so cool. I don't know, who's the enemy? You know, just follow up the cat.
Time to verify my new hypothesis.
¡Lo veo! ¡La frecuencia perfecta! ¡La admirable aleatoriedad del destino! Creo que lo he encontrado. La fuente del Dao de Babilonia.
Las deudas de los muertos. Esas facturas. Todas han sido hechas trizas. ¡Ya no estoy atrapado!
Desde el día en que perdí la vista, nunca imaginé que la rueda giratoria volviera a girar.
Más en todos los momentos.
强梁既出，王有不为。
Oh my god, this is so interesting.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más.
That she would rather her existence be erased than her novel being used this way, even though she seeks the
duelos
ending
de
of
fantasía, patrones
her novel.
ocultos.
This conch should do.
And we really
La
are fighting
acumulación de
ghosts of
laberintos. Suéltalo todo
a
una vez
multiplanet.
más.
Yet another proof nearing perfection.
Is she gone? Shattered words and ghostly illusions roar forth, breaking free from the story structure and the gaps between its lines, filled with regret and passion. On letters and book pages flutter in the air like snow in a crystal globe on a winter night. Everything is quiet.
Huh? Miss Recoleta has vanished.
Because when she tears the book, right, you can actually see her actually tears apart.
Did she really cease to exist like Aleph said?
Recoleta.
So the one in the suitcase, is it author Recoleta or just this Recoleta? There's no way it's this Recoleta, right? Because she's gone. Never mind. I found my answer. She's here. Okay, what do you have for me? Oh, Fair Guide, a great marketplace of ideas and knowledge. Take a look. She did. She didn't even make it to the list. But there's an elf here. Ghosts of the past. Beneath the earth, those who were never granted marble nor memorials call out her name. Do I want to attempt Spanish? I don't think so, right? It's gonna be so bad. On an unknown night, the wind carries the cold desolation of the desert. In the cottage with a blue roof, a girl dreams of a circular prison. Then she wakes. Actually, we can try. En una noche misteriosa, el viento trajo... Oh my god, never mind.
Qué sueño más extraño. El sabor de la realidad, tan amargo y triste. Pero lleno de pensamiento dialéctico. Tal vez la gente del panóptico reflejaba mis pensamientos internos.
She looks around, surveying the cobweb corners where stacks of manuscripts have piled up with the ceiling and over empty ink bottles collecting dust.
Entonces realmente soy un personaje en la novela.
Well, you're accepting it way too easily, girl.
La misteriosa cabaña con el techo azul fue mi hogar todo el tiempo. Entonces, los rumores que los fantasmas propagaron eran realmente eso. Rumores.
The young writer steps out of her home and into the streets of the familiar yet foreign desert town. Countless nameless characters and ghosts arrive upon hearing the news, filling the roads and skies.
Bienvenida de nuevo a Amalfitano, querida escritora.
Gracias, querido ícono del capitalismo. Pero, ¿no descarré esta novela en pedazos?
A woman wearing a Hillier head steps forward.
Verás, Amalfitano es una dimensión más allá de la vida y la muerte.
What?
Este pueblo es un reflejo de tus pensamientos internos. Es incorpóreo. No puedes desgarrar algo incorpóreo en pedazos.
I mean, that makes sense.
La literatura es infinita y atemporal, como un río que fluye a través de la vida y la muerte.
No me extraña que seas mi personaje favorito. Nunca dejas de iluminarme.
Desafortunadamente, la literatura es una vocación peligrosa e inútil. Nadie entiende realmente, ni siquiera recuerda tu trabajo. ¿Recuerdas el dicho? Los únicos verdaderamente muertos son aquellos que han sido olvidados. Recoleta, desaparecerás para siempre si dejas a Amalfitano otra vez. Será como si nunca hubieras existido.
Siempre he admirado tu pensamiento crítico, señor. Encaja perfectamente con tu rol.
Ralph hands grabs the writer's ball, feeling at the line's edge into her skin.
Todo estará bien, Recoleta. Lo que sea que haya pasado, ahora has regresado. Eso es lo que importa. El dado de Babilonia rodará de nuevo, y cada uno de nosotros obtendrá nuestros finales.
The crowd erupts in cheers.
Así es. Resuelve el asesinato en el bar y pon mi alma en paz.
Libera al pueblo de la locura infligida por el antiguo espíritu.
Arregla la aleatoriedad del dado de Babilonia y aplana la frecuencia catastrófica.
Oh. Yes. Hello says that we are one dial away from the ending, so what will this do? The young writer takes a step forward. Everyone living in the ghost watches expectantly.
Entonces, el
So the-
final que he estado buscando es el que el otro yo no pudo darme. El yo que se lanzó de cabeza a la lucha contra un poder invencible. El yo que finalmente dejó esta tierra. Después de todo este tiempo, finalmente he encontrado mi final.
He grabs the gleaming die of Babylon. Well, I'm curious, what ending will we get?
Solo un lanzamiento más y todo habrá terminado. Mi historia, mi pueblo, todo finalmente llegará a su fin. Pero el sueño sobre el panóptico también terminará, ¿verdad?
She stops.
Oh, cariño, es solo un sueño.
Ah, no me digas que estás abandonando tu búsqueda de toda la vida por un miserable sueño.
Este sueño es cruel. Nadie entiende esta gran novela ahí ni este pueblo asombroso.
Wait, I thought that if she rolled the dice here, she will get what ending for this town. I mean, that's what she wanted, right? Why is she concerned about Panopticon now? I mean, there is Aleph, but he uses her novel for experiments, and he did decide that it's better if he didn't use it, so I don't understand why she hesitates now.
Pero aquí, eres una verdadera escritora. Este es tu hogar, Recoleta.
Pero ya extraño a mis amigos en ese sueño. existe, así como este lugar existe.
Yes, but you've been in this town for how long, and you've only met Gordon and Sonetto for like how long? I don't know. Doesn't make sense for me.
Pero nosotros también somos tus amigos, Recoleta.
Podrías desaparecer si dejas a Malfitano. ¿Estás segura de que quieres irte?
The young writer puts down the die in her hand. The die that signifies the end of everything vanishes into the sandy wind.
Sabéis cómo soy, queridos amigos. He pasado mi vida emprendiendo aventuras tontas y no recompensadas. Así soy yo, ¿verdad? Amalfitano es, en efecto, un lugar ideal. Un lugar para vagar, para un viaje corto y para perderse un rato. Y tiene ustedes, mis amigos ficticios, a quienes quiero tanto. Pero debo regresar a mi sueño y ver a mis amigos ahí. Ellos son igual de importantes para mí.
But if you live here, you won't be able to go back there. Like if you live Amalfitano, you won't be able to go back to Amalfitano. So why are you risking it? I don't understand. As they hear her words, the ghosts of the town smile with relief.
Sí, tienes razón, Recoleta. No se puede negar que eres un alma noble y apasionada. Cada uno de nosotros lo sabe.
También eres nuestra querida amiga. ¿Por qué te detendremos de hacer lo que realmente deseas?
Yeah, probably if she wanted it, then just let her do it. It's very risky though. Everyone makes way for her as a path into a boundless void unfolds.
Te deseamos lo mejor, Recoleta. Buenas noches, querida. Que tu sueño sea dulce esta vez.
Gracias a todos, mis amigos. Nunca los olvidaré.
The girl wipes the tears from her eyes and steps into the looming darkness. All is silent as she enters the barren land. There's only a faint sound of footsteps echoing against the vast and empty darkness. Hey, what ending will you get?
I've read your work, Señorita Recoleta. To be frank, it lacks both depth and breadth. This town of yours is still far from reflecting the complexity of society, and the narrative lacks a discerning perspective. It still needs some work if you want it to truly resonate with our audience. Just go for it, Señorita. You're at a perfect age to explore, experience, and learn.
Time wheels and at last the girl feels her existence again within the void. She reclaims her voice.
What's happening to me?
1,000 or perhaps countless faces emerge before her again.
Ah, of course. The rise and fall of sanity is my story. So, even though the novel's been destroyed, the story, and myself along with it, lives on in the minds of those who read it. Thank you for your feedback, editor. Even here in this great expanse of darkness, I can still hear your words. You have my gratitude. Thank you for reading my novel, even if you didn't understand it, and likely never will.
She navigates a labyrinth of words and an endless expanse of mirrored waters. The darkness surging toward her like a rush of waves on a dark night, making her presence feel heavier.
Honestly, I find your story totally fascinating, but I'm still struggling to understand the connections between all these nameless characters. Couldn't you make it clearer? Like a movie?
Okay, so the first chapter we meet this nameless people, right? So that is the real author Recoleta.
Typical. Trust a writer to try to be all obscure and mysterious.
Pablo.
Maria, Pancho, you guys are the best traveling pals I've ever had.
Wait, I thought it's Garcia and Pablo, no? Oh wait, that's the other guy. Oh.
Our paths may diverge in the future, but the joyful memories of our journey across grasslands, snowfields, and deserts together will remain forever.
It's been great coming along with you. You're totally one of a kind. We'll be waiting for you at my aunt's vineyard. A little sun after a hard day's work will do you good.
The passionate companions wave to her, never looking back as they continue forward. The girl's steps are no longer weightless. With every step she takes, they feel heavier and more real. She lingers inside the infinite mass in the mirror, the boundless universe filling her with both confusion and illusion. Oh, she actually came back to life.
There is ambition in her writing. It's passionate and poetic, fractured and chaotic. But when viewed as a whole, her work feels like little more than a superficial illusion. It lacks the depth to truly touch the soul. I will refrain from offering further comments until she stops romanticizing her childish adventures.
To put it bluntly, her phraseology feels overly deliberate to the point of distortion. Her verbiage is like a collection of vague sentiment bubbles.
I see, Aleph. Then this is how you really feel about my novel?
1,000 readers will interpret a story 1,000 different ways. Some believe the text itself is dead, and it is the reader who gives it life. The truth cannot be fully conveyed through words alone. That said, I think the rise and fall of sanity is a good story.
Her heart skips a bit. Within this paradise that harbors the boundless histories and mysteries of humanity, she finally finds the mirror that shows her reality as truly it is.
The Eternal Paradise is a library of sorts, just like I always imagined. Or is this just another reflection of my inner thoughts? I like it here. It's nice being surrounded by literature. But it's time to go back to reality. You're right about literature, Dorside Beggar. It is a dangerous and futile calling, but I still believe in it.
Oh my god, she really did come back. The investigators from the Foundation breathe a sigh of relief together. Recoleta's reappearance is as sudden as her disappearance. Sonata hasn't even had time to wipe the tears from the corners of her eyes.
Recoleta, you're back!
I'm so glad to see you're safe. And I'm so glad to see you two worried sick about me. Thanks, mis mejores amigas Soneto y Burton.
The reborn writer turns to the prisoner sitting dejected nearby.
See, Aleph? I still exist.
Amalfitano is gone. It's all over.
But I thought she said that because her novel is read by so many people and it's in their minds. That's why it's never gone.
You're simply a wandering ghost now, never to return home again. You may still exist, but Amalfitano will never get its ending. You have nullified its existence, rendering all of this meaningless. I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question. I've failed once again.
I keep forgetting that he actually did all this just because she asked about the story's ending. It's not out of malice, but it's literally a purpose. Like, I need to answer your question because you asked for the ending. I will give you your ending. His die falls to the ground, once used to construct a beautiful dream. Now whatever magic it held has dissipated. I thought it was... what? From God again? Bro.
Amalfitano and the Panopticon were two parts of a whole.
But it has functioned way before Amalfitano, right?
With Amalfitano gone, Komala no longer has any reason to exist.
Brother. Oh no, please. It's been going so well. It's been going so well. Oh my god. That's why I hate... that's why I hate streaming on, like... whenever there's, like... I guess people just using internet. I stream at ungodly hours just because of that. And now I have to repeat all of that because of this. Brother. It was going so well. I was so invested. Oh.
Welcome to the Arcanum Containment Department. I'll be your guide through Section F. Now.
Are you serious?
Qué sueño más extraño. El sabor de la realidad, tan amargo. Ah, entonces la misteriosa cabaña con el techo azul fue mi hogar.
Bienvenida de nuevo a Amalfitano.
Gracias, querido y...
Verás, este pueblo, la literatura es infinita.
No me extraña que seas mi...
¿Recuerdas?
Siempre he admirado tu
Todo estará bien. Lo que sea que haya, el dado de Babilonia rodará de nuevo.
Así es.
Libera el...
Arréglala la...
Entonces, el final que he estado buscando es el que el otro yo no pudo darme. El yo que se lanzó de cabeza a la lucha contra un poder invencible. El yo que finalmente dejó esta tierra. Después de todo este tiempo, finalmente he encontrado mi final. Solo mi historia, pero el sueño sobre el pano.
Oh, cari.
Este sueño es cruel.
Pero aquí...
Pero ya extraño a mis...
Pero nosotros...
Podrías
¿Sabéis? Así soy yo. Y tiene usted... Pero debo regresar a mi sueño.
Sí, no se puede negar.
Te deseo buenas noches, querida.
Gracias a todos. Mis...
I've read your works. This town of yours. Just go for it, senor.
What's... So, thank you for if you have my Honestly,
Typical.
Maria, our paps made it. It's been great
There is ambition in her writing. I will to put it blunt.
I see, Aleph. Then this is how you really feel about my novel?
1,000 readers will interpret a story 1,000 different ways. Some believe the text itself is dead, and it is the reader who gives it life. The truth cannot be fully conveyed through words alone. That said, I think The Rise and Fall of Sanity is a good story.
Oh, so the Eternal Paradise is a library of sorts. Just like I always imagined. Or is this just another reflection of my inner thoughts? I like it here. It's nice being surrounded by literature. But it's time to go back to reality. You're right about literature, Doorside Beggar. It is a danger.
Recoletta,
I'm so glad to see you're safe. And I'm so glad to see... See, Aleph? I still exist.
Amalfi, you may still exist. I'm sorry, I couldn't answer. Amalfitano with Amalfitano gone.
I'm sorry, Aleph. You, who know all the mysteries of the world, who seek answers to every question, have lost yourself in the process.
Exactly like Idealist and this decision.
You can answer everyone else's questions, but never your own. Who's the person behind that mask? Is he real? Does he still exist?
Who am I?
You want Reiko so bad? I'm skipping her. I don't have enough for Assassin's Creed, to be honest. I only have like what? 20 pulls left. Because I put all in on Yang Ye. The witty ending to the story leaves the prisoner still trapped in a blood illusion, exhausted. But she is a very interesting character though. I really like her. I just hope that if I lose, then I get her. Smaller prison groans like an aging water wheel struggling under its own weight, distorting, fading, and collapsing into the currents of his mind. I don't care about the AC collapse. I don't know, it's limited because I'm a bit of a... What's it? FOMO chaser, I guess.
Stay vigilant, everyone. This is just like when the Idealist and the Physician had their meltdown. Only this time, it seems even worse.
I think... Aleph is trying to tear down the Panopticon.
Beyond the crumbling walls, a shivering figure is faintly visible. He grips a gun tightly. The black barrel shaking in his hands is aimed at the people in the room. Oh.
Freeze! Stay where you are. All of you.
Wait, who are you? I thought it was Aleph. What do you have for me?
Take a deep breath, soldier. The smoke's cleared now. This story, this battle, will soon come to an end. A writer has departed from her domain, leaving her creation scattered behind her, like blood-soaked bandages and fragmented skulls in the trenches. What a garbled mess. How wonderful for you. You know what? You should be the leader of the literature encryption communication team. Just arm yourself with a dictionary, and even enemies with 45 Maxim machine guns won't stand a chance against you.
Brother, I'll die. I went to 71 for Liang Ye. I felt 50-50, then Liang Ye at 71. I got her pretty early. And then the second round, I lost it to Charmaine. And since I already have and then the third one I got her because I needed 200 for her portrait, right? So I just rolled 200 and then got her to P2. That's probably the max I'll go for her. I'll die, brother. What do you mean? Like, a dictionary is how thick? It's not even like a shield thick.
Because the poetry you recite will surely blow their minds before their bullets pierce yours.
Try saying that to Soneto. She will recite the poem and then just kill you, okay? You've developed a sense of humor.
Well, it's all thanks to a certain writer, the embodiment of the wandering poet and traveler from Santiago to Buenos Aires. She impressed me with her precious experience as a cafe dishwasher and campground caretaker. What really rekindled my sense of humor was her seriousness about her literary pursuits. You'd understand what I mean if you'd ever heard a cheesy joke at a comrade's graveside. Drawing strength from her wanderings and rebellious exploits, she attempted to change society, wielding the sword of literature as a revolutionary intellectual and a leader of thought. Some would hail her as a battle angel of Latin America, with words as piercing as bullets and poems as powerful as tactical bombers.
I know literature has such a profound impact. I believe in the power of literature. Because do you see what happens on, like, where they burn books? Yeah. You have to give people choices to read, you know that, right?
You stand firm in your beliefs, huh? Well, maybe that's a good thing. A commander has to trust their soldiers, or they'll be forced to surrender before long. Here, come closer. Let me tell you a secret. Many, if not all people, foolishly think it's the executioner who drops the guillotine blade, the powder that fires the bullet.
Not really. It's the judges, right? That will be like, yep, death, death. I mean, if you are talking about guillotine, then it's like death, death.
While they're half right, they're substantially inaccurate. Craters on the battlefield aren't the result of bombs, but a clashing of ideologies. A trigger pulled long before the powder ever ignited in the barrel.
Are you talking about World War? Because I think that gun was used, right? A gun was used, that's why it leads to war. The first one at least. I think. My history sucks though.
As for literature, well, it's probably best not to buy too much into the Latin American boom. Forget about the status report from earlier.
Why? That's interesting.
That said, at least there's one thing that's certain. Books can bite back, and they'll leave scars.
If you're talking about the Harry Potter monster book, then yes, they buy. In Praise of Folie. Okay. Oh, that's so far. That is so far. A tiny boat adrift upon the sea of ideals, convinced it has hoisted its sail. I mean, it does look like a tiny boat from here. Like, I think this is Aleph and... oh no, I forgot the guy's name. It's the blue-haired guy, the cute blue-haired guy. Forgot. I forgot. Oh no. Forgot the name. Oh. A prisoner steps out from behind the wall, a weapon held in his shaking hand.
I was just setting up my exhibit when everything started shaking. Then I realized it wasn't just my imagination.
Okay, so your name is Garcia. I mistook his name for the other... the two friends that she met in the first chapter. And I forgot their names now. It was Pancho and... oh no, I forgot. It's fine.
So I followed the cracks in the wall and found my way here. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something's happening to the Panopticon, isn't it?
His panicked hands shift the gun towards Aleph, who has collapsed on his side.
Are you the physician? Or is it Aleph? Whoever you are, please restore the Panopticon to the way it was. I'm begging you. You can do that, right?
The mind that once created infinity now watches it as... The mind that once created infinity now watches as it... The mind that was created infinity now watches as it falls back into nothing before him.
Why? Why aren't you doing anything, damn it? Why is this happening?
I have no idea. Because Recoleta came back to life, right? But I still don't know why. Oh wait, I know, because Recoleta deletes Amalfitano, right? And Aleph was like, okay, Amalfitano and Panopticon is like connected. Without Amalfitano, Panopticon cannot function, so it collapses now. Sometimes I just forget things previously. I know it's like a very short while ago, but my memory isn't good, to be honest.
The die. If you won't help me, then I'll do it myself.
The prisoner in desperation lunges forward.
Calm down, Garcia.
What? Okay, I know you are supposed to check enemies, right? But I kind of like that we don't check the enemy because I like to be surprised on their form on the battle. So let's see what form do we...
Field check complete.
Oh, that's...
Move carefully.
That's underwhelming. I thought you would be the final boss or something. Because we are in chapter 18. I think should be 20 on the last boss, maybe. I don't know yet. But it's very underwhelming. And
we stand together.
They say he has a gun, right? And he's holding a newspaper right now.
You won't get away. Case closed. I'll be sure to write a report and put it on your table.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used
Please
like
don't forget to check the previous
OP
reports
units.
too.
Timekeeper, he's...
Garcia, weakened by his long confinement, is easily knocked to the ground, unable to withstand even the slightest touch of arcane skill.
Why? Why is this happening to me? I was so close to completing the exhibition.
Can't you see, Garcia? There's no one controlling this place now. You're free. It isn't the dye that's trapped you, nor is it the walls of this prison.
Don't tell me she's gonna say, it's your own mind.
It's the rules, and that overpowering gaze from the central tower. But now that's all gone. You can go outside. You can set up your exhibit anywhere you want. No need to stay stuck in this.
Yes, but for some people, this is, because it's routine, that's why it's normal. It's normalcy for them. It's a semblance of normalcy. Looking back on all that he has lost, the artist cut her off.
No, Señorita Recoleta. You've seen the world out there. You know as well as I that there's nowhere else I can go but here. This is the only place in the world where I can hold my exhibit. And you've ruined it. You've ruined everything.
Let me get this straight. Recoleta just came back, right? And the first person, not the first. He suddenly came in and said, yo, why did you do this? You ruined everything. Aleph also said the same, almost the same thing, right? It cannot function, the Panopticon cannot function without Amalfitano. So the second person that told her that she ruined this is... why?
This room's about to collapse. We've got to leave. Mr. Garcia, do you need a hand?
I can take care of myself, thank you. I'll go a different way. I have to go back and finish setting up my exhibit.
But the Panopticon is gonna collapse, brother. He drags himself forward with trudging steps, retracing his path to leave.
Burton, what about Aleph? We can't just leave him here.
Of course not. We still have questions he needs to answer.
Yeah, about the manners and Doris.
Sinetto, help me get him up. Let's get out of here.
Yes, Timekeeper.
And we didn't even find Doris. The dejected prisoner looks at Sonetto with confusion.
Your words are always at odds with your thoughts. You carry an ocean of questions, yet never reveal even a single drop of them. Why have you never shared your doubts? Why do you stay silent in the face of everything and everyone around you?
Oh, he's talking about Sonetto, okay.
I believe in my duty.
The prisoner shifts his gaze to the other Foundation investigator.
As for you, paracausality researcher, you're different from any other seeker of answers. Even on a desperate, near-hopeless journey, your heart holds little doubt.
I mean, after what she experienced as a kid, she kind of turns out this way, I guess.
Perhaps not every question needs an answer, Mr. Aleph.
Yeah.
Is that so?
The prisoner, so used to answering others' questions, seems to have to run into one of his own. But unfortunately, no one is here to answer it. Oh, that was an underwhelming boss fight. It was so funny. The gun became a newspaper.
Look. It's sinking. Corpses float on the planks, and the fleeing prisoners are swimming toward the shore. Time to abandon ship.
The only ship that we know of is the Apple and the Free Breeze.
One that was exiled to a desolate corner of the ocean by the resplendent civilized world.
You're talking about Ushuaia, okay.
It's both a prison and a sanitarium. Are any of your friends aboard? If so, you might find the following report a little offensive.
Well, report away then.
Dregs of society. Human scum. These are the terms used to describe its eccentric passengers.
Brother, I did not expect that.
To be fair, they do lack discipline and independence. But that may well be a response to the heavy pain they've endured. Some theorists suggest that they're innocent victims, trapped in the confines between rationality and irrationality, defined and redefined by historians as they please. But let's ditch the theories and simplify things. The moment the shackled called madness was fastened around their necks, whether they were truly mentally ill or not, their lives were forever scarred. And now, the mad passengers are storming the shore.
The second one is kind of mean though, a favorable outcome. Okay, this is a tough choice for me, because they have no hope outside. Like from what Garcia is saying, I think they are of the same mind. That's why they went to the Panopticon. But the second one is really mean though, because you know what, let's just do the first one.
I suppose it is. You can see the joy in their faces, even in the footprints they leave behind as they hop across the beach. Yes, freedom is favorable indeed. The freedom to squander our lives, to trample on the dignity of others, the freedom to embrace absurdity and meaninglessness.
Why so negative?
Let's dig deeper. Scavenge through the messy battlefield for dog tags. Were these people born mad?
I don't know. Some are, right? But you kind of need meds for that. To navigate everyday lives.
After watching the inhabitants of this earth tear each other apart in one war after another, I've concluded this. Only knowledge drives people to madness. Ignorance does not. Madness is a side effect of the sedative that is knowledge. As long as those on land continue to consume it, this ship will never be short on recruits. This is a war between madness and civilization. Both sides have leveled accusations, spilled blood, and pummeled each other. And soon, everyone will have leapt into the trenches and been beaten to a bloody pulp. Only a few can escape this fate.
Like who?
Check your six.
Check my six?
The one leaning against the sunken ship, showing no signs of struggle or sorrow. Garcia. The seawater has flooded his windpipe and reddened his eyes. Yet there he is, staring blankly at the shore. He's in his home base. He holds no hope for forgiveness from his enemies. Not in the slightest. He's a one-man army, fighting only for himself, alone. Now, do a 360 and look again. He's been utterly defeated.
Brother. Aspects of madness. Like I said, I think it's like 20, maybe 20 or 22, usually on main chapters at least. Aspects of madness. Dreams are the first and last dance partner of madness. That's okay. Dreams are the first and last dance partner of madness. I really like the panopticon design. It's very liminal space, I guess. Very cool.
Dear Erd, why are you so interested in the panopticon of Kamala? Dear Mr. Aleph, whether as a doctor or a writer, I simply cannot turn a blind eye to the friction around me.
Especially the discord and injustice I have witnessed here in Kamala. So, I would ask of you a question. Is there any way to resolve the endless conflicts in this place?
To put an end to this, a true ending is required. Your arrival has made it possible for this simulation to have an ending, or rather, a victory.
Just because of a blind woman?
What do you mean by victory? I'd appreciate it if you could clarify in simple terms. If this victory comes at the cost of any inmate's life, I'm afraid I cannot accept it. I also have another question for you. If I leave, will the stories and conflicts here come to an end?
Miss Grace of Manus Vindicte will grant you passage. But in any case, the cycle of history will continue to repeat itself in this prison, and in the entire world.
Oh, what? If it's in the prison only, then it makes sense. Entire world?
The sins of humankind will not cease until veins turn to wires, flesh and bone to geometric shapes, and the world around us twists in the colors of an oil painting.
But we don't know what causes the storm yet.
I must say, your words have left me rather baffled. Fragments of the events you describe often appear in my dreams. Could it be that these things really happened? If that's the case, why can't I recall the details? Why am I left with only disconnected pieces? The madness in Kamala, these bizarre dreams. I must put an end to them. What have I forgotten? Has someone or something altered my memory? I can't shake the feeling that something crucial to me has been lost in the river of time. Some kind of duty, perhaps. What should I do? How can I recapture what I have lost?
Okay, so that's interesting, then.
I won't answer a question that already has an answer. One given to you by the person who escorted you here and made you a promise.
Grace?
You're so close to the place where the truth lies. Think carefully. Why are you here?
Isn't it because of Recoletta's story?
These letters we found have answered a great deal. But there's still something that isn't clear. Mr. Aleph, what exactly did the Manus promise Dr. Dorez?
An era. A chance for her to remember her duty.
So she joined Manus because of that?
An era? You helped her leave the Panopticon in the end. Where did she go?
Momentarily roused from his dream, the prisoner looks blankly for a moment before his gaze drifts back toward the distant illusion.
Southward. There, on the no-man's continent, Manus Vindicte is preparing to recreate the parable of the past and future. A glorious past and a glimmering future belonging to Arcanus. Dr. Dores is deeply connected to this particular parable.
What exactly are the Manus planning to do in Antarctica? And why would Dr. Dores go there voluntarily?
I mean, she is promised and what is her duty? You know that, right? He just explained it to you. The information revealed stirs unease in the hearts of the investigators from the Foundation.
Mr. Aleph, when did Dr. Dores depart?
It was a day when both the clouds and sun were visible.
A day when both the clouds and sun were visible. Could you be more specific?
Specific? You mean the time of day?
Oh my god. His mind long ago lost any sense of time, a necessary exchange to make room for an infinite cosmos of words. He once again finds himself without an answer.
When both clouds and the sun were visible. Hey, Vertin, I think I know. It was 3 days ago. Then Dr. Dores wasn't going to Comala on the day I met her. She was leaving. She was headed to Antarctica.
But why did she ask you where it is though? And you say that she is headed to the Panopticon. Huh?
It was cloudy that afternoon, with a brief spell of sunshine, just like Aleph described.
Then it hasn't been long since she left. Excellent news.
3 days. If we set off immediately, we might still catch up to her. But, based on the intel we gathered in Ushuaia, Manus Vindicte bombed the entire port 3 days ago. Clearly, they wanted to prevent any interference from the Foundation. It's unlikely we'll find any functioning ships there. I'll report the situation to the Buenos Aires branch. Timekeeper, I'm afraid we'll have to find another way to get there.
I have a boat.
A small boat gifted by the Manus Vindicte. During the past several storms, he has taken this boat, traveling to Antarctica at Manus Vindicte's invitation to evade the reversion.
Could you lend it to us? The situation's urgent, Mr. Aleph.
A secret door? Beneath a decrepit lighthouse, a battered little boat bobbs in sync with the waves. It is small and fragile, not the kind that seems capable of braving an icy sea.
This boat will automatically take you to McMurdo Port, the landing point Manus Vindicte established by the shores of the Ross Sea.
Oh, are they going to be waiting for us there though? Senator eyes the boat with skepticism, rightfully distrusting this advisor of Manus Vindicte.
This looks like Manus technology. Its arcane energy source is highly unstable. Timekeeper, I suggest we wait for support in Ushuaia.
I don't usually agree with Soneto, but I have to admit, I don't have much confidence that a boat this small can actually make it to Antarctica.
Don't usually agree, she says.
Mr. Aleph, do you know anything about Manus Vindicte's ritual? How far has it progressed?
The ritual could begin at any moment. I believe that's why they left Kamala. Upon departure, one of their members, a woman named Grace, told me they would seal off the sea.
Are we too late?
If you wish to find Doris, you must follow the same path she took.
I thought sealing the sea meant they bombed up the port. That's why they couldn't go out anymore. The distant drone of the raging waves filled their background like a repeating omen.
I see. Mr. Aleph, members of the Foundation branch will arrive soon to evaluate your condition. I hope you'll answer their questions with the same patience you showed us. Thank you.
Brothers cray though.
Sonetto, let's go.
Yes, Timekeeper.
As always, Sonetto keeps any mission-relevant queries to herself. The girls preparing to set sail turn to the young rider beside them.
Thank you for your assistance too, Recoleta. Perhaps you'll consider joining the
Foundation? A thunderous crash echoes from behind them, the sound of a collapsing building. What? The Panopticon?
What was that? It came from the Panopticon.
I thought only the room is collapsing, not everything. A journey to and fro, there is a passage here, its author unknown, listen within. So she's in there for a day only? I do not understand. Because if Recoleta saw her leaving, why did Doris like go there? Because Recoleta said that Doris is going there. She saw her going there. In that direction. I do not understand. The only reason that I can think of is that she did it within a day. So she spoke to Ella in the Panopticon for a day, went outside, met Recoleta. It still doesn't make sense, right? I thought because she left this I don't understand. Okay, so from this once more, so she did it twice. So she went in with Grace, went outside, met Recoleta. No way, right? Still don't understand. The timeline is so confusing for me. The timeline is very confusing for me. It's because of what Recoleta said. She said that Doris is going to Opticon. So when Burton asked when did she leave, right? Aleph said this day, and Recoleta was like, oh yeah, that's the day I met her. She wasn't going there, she was leaving. But she went in that direction as you said. So I probably need to rewatch my own thing. In the place of my ashes. As day breaks, the story ends where the ashes rest. In the end, the night is not eternal. What? Blazing flames reflect in their eyes, just like the name of this island might suggest. Ushuaia? A winter night stands sentinel over a great conflagration as every brick of Kamala prison crumbles and falls. Who started the fire?
With Alep's control gone, Kamala is collapsing. The inmates aren't even real criminals, are they? And they're still in there with no clue that they're no longer being watched from the central tower. We have to go tell them. We have to get them to safety.
Yes, we should help them get out, at least until support arrives. But the Manus ritual...
I don't think that starts a fire though, right? A building collapsing, will it start a fire? I think it will just like collapse, right? The battered boat sways within their sight.
Don't worry. I'll go alone.
You will do no such thing.
Huh? You should hurry. When this is all over, I'll write to you, my dear friend.
Damn it.
During this journey together, our teamwork has been impeccable. So, you can trust me to do this. I'm not doing it just to help you or the organization you represent. I'm doing it because the inmates are my friends.
I still don't understand why Ferdinand and Soneto is the only one that was sent here. When we know Grace is there, Doris is there. Do you not have an army just for like getting back Doris? Oh. Like Ulrich is gone. Arcarola is gone. Matuto is gone. Oh my god.
Okay, I trust you. Take care of yourself, Recoleta.
But if the storm truly is imminent, as Dr. Merlin said, then, Miss Recoleta, you'll...
I thought that the Panopticon is immune, because Aleph did say that. But I don't know whether he stays in there for all the storms that actually happen. Soneto, more familiar than anyone with the Foundation's exhaustive regulations, has no ready answer. She knows that in this era, before those arcanists who remain ignorant of the truth, she must watch her words.
I don't quite understand what this storm is all about. But don't worry. A brand new adventure is the best thing that can happen to a writer. And I doubt it'll surpass the epic adventures we've shared over the past couple of days. I'm going to write everything, including the two of you, into my new novel.
Then I'd like to be the first to read this new novel, if that's alright.
Of course. Listen, I believe literature is like an endless, timeless river. So we'll meet again someday, somewhere. Probably in someone else's story. Who knows?
You are going to be in someone else's pawn suitcase, Recoleta. She takes one last look at her new friends, feeling a longing as if they had known each other for decades. Then, without a backward glance, the girl sprints back to the burning ruins of the prison.
Adiós, mis queridos amigos.
Adios, Recoleta. What? Why is the music so calming? With the burning building. Sorry, little moment. Because it was almost the same as the Aperon. All the visitors depart one after another. Amid the distant echoes, singing, the creator of this prison stares into the fire as it burns. The moment holds for a time, until a breathless jaguar appears at the dog's edge, staring at the human before her with uncertainty. You're alive! Oh my god.
Dr. Merlin! You're Dr. Merlin, right? I finally found you. What on earth happened in the central tower? Right after I left, the whole panopticon started collapsing. The tower's in ruin. I've been looking for you everywhere. Please, sir, come with me. It isn't safe.
Can you be a playable, please? You're the only survivor aside from Aleph.
That won't be necessary. The snow is still falling, yet everything in the labyrinth has already gone up in flames. Fortune, fate, karma, they're nothing but a ridiculous joke. It's over, Jaguar. You have lost your memories, your identity, your name, and now your title. You are no longer a jailer trapped in the Panopticon.
I don't get it, Dr. Merlin. What are you talking about?
Jailer takes a step back, a predator instinct sensing the danger in the words to come. The damage may not be physical, but it threatens to scatter what little faith she has left to hold onto, and the life she has always known.
I'm going back to Komala. Order must be maintained. The prisoners mustn't be allowed to escape.
My guy... Opticon is on fire!
Please, take care, Dr. Merlin.
Oh god. There was torn between panic and hesitation. The jailer at last turns toward the searing flame.
Hey, you! Don't run off like that. It's dangerous.
No one hits or cries. One prisoner after another flees in terror, escaping the crumbling labyrinth.
In deserts, in stars, in labyrinths.
We dream on death's straw pillow.
Oh my god, they're reciting the Idealist thingy. The jailer drifts through the raging scene, unable to steer a sensible course. At last she pins down a frail and powerless prisoner beneath her weight.
Stop! Get off me! Let me go! Are you blind? The Panopticon is falling apart!
It's you, Roberta.
The jailer recognizes the prisoner under her grip. Roberta, a kind and quiet prisoner, always well behaved, now panicked and desperate to escape.
They are all mad! I knew it! They've been insane from the start!
I thought you were inside as well, that's why you were there.
The whole place is burning to the ground and they still won't leave. They're still talking and talking about things that no one cares about.
I mean, not that insane, but yeah.
I can't help them. I never understood what they were talking about. The rhythms, the fractions, the ideologies. Yes, the people were nice. The idealists too, but I've had enough of this prison. I've had enough of the panopticon.
She collapses onto the ground, sobbing.
I never should have joined these movements. It was all meaningless from the beginning. I want to leave this place. Go to Spain or France. Anywhere but here. I want to go back to Magdalena.
You know, you kind of look like the kid that got reversed in Burton's class. Unless I remember wrongly. The jaguar releases her grip. Without a backward glance, Roberta leaves. Ah! Are you really going inside again to your death? No, right? The jailer steps back into the circular structure she knows only. The jailer steps back into the circular structure she knows as her only home. Under the night sky, she sees Kamala prison glowing like a brilliant bonfire. Three days ago.
But how does literature make you feel?
As though I'm a kid looking through a kaleidoscope for the first time. Well, maybe that's not the best way to put it. Perhaps something a little more subtle.
The young writer drowns in the vortex of words as the blind woman walks away. I press nothing. She walks silently towards Kamala prison, arriving at the dock hidden between cliffs and reef. There, the prisoner who answers all questions awaits her arrival.
A ship sailing to an unfamiliar land. A parable of the past and future. An era that once existed and is yet to come. Is this the answer you've provided, Mr. Aleph?
No, Erd. You will have to find this answer yourself. No one can help you with this. No one.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Aleph. I will remember what you've told me.
Okay, so now that makes sense, at least. So the Platonic year rules out knew right and wrong. Was in the old instead. All men are dancers and their tread. Goes to the barbarous clangor of a gong. WB it's 1919. I don't know literature. I don't know who that is. I know nothing of anything. A secret meeting. In 1991, information moved at lightning speed thanks to technological advancement. Eavesdrop. Why? Oh my god. Santos, why are you here? The Admiral sent me to deliver the latest update. I think Igor has misunderstood something. Just because we're both here doesn't mean the Apostles' Brotherhood and Sin are obliged to work together. Mr. Santos, you know the preachers stated before, each and every one of us is their subject. Why don't you just tell me what Igor really sent you here for? Zeno's intelligence officers intercepted a message from the Foundation's Buenos Aires branch. How typical of Zeno to do something like that. The message states that a fleet from the Foundation, including a battleship and a destroyer, has departed from the north and is heading south. So you're telling me those grey and white checkers are actually sending a fleet? The General wants you to speed up the transport of personnel and supplies and to weaken the manpower of the Foundation's Buenos Aires branch as much as possible. Let me make this perfectly clear, I do not answer to him. For the preacher and for them, I will fulfill my duty. Tell your Admiral that he doesn't need to worry about anything else. We'll prepare a proper welcome for the Foundation's feeble little fleet. Understood. End of dialogue. Okay. Oh my god. It's the same bug again. I have to do it twice. Why? Bro, please. Ah, yes. Okay, we finished everything. Right?
Look at the specks of dust floating.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
For us! For us! For poetry! For poetry! For us! For us! For free will! For free will! For us! For us! For literature! Literature! Our haven! Our haven! The Panopticon! The Panopticon! Nowhere else but here!
Doris, that blind writer? 3 days ago, she asked me for directions to Comala prison. Prison?
This is an experimental facility. Soon you'll see just what that means.
Jailer, who is the ruler of this prison?
According to the agreement, the Idealist and I represent the two factions of La Sociedad. In light of his possible assassination, the Congress will now be chaired by me. What are we doing here? What even is this prison?
You are a prisoner of Comala, and a guest of Manus Vindictae.
Fiction and reality are two parts of a whole. We're trapped in a story with a predetermined ending.
I find it funny that Elf looks so cool and menacing and he's part of a gold band. The impromptu team is a gold band. Okay, so I did 3 of the endings, except for the last one, which is this one. Aleph and Recoleta is receiving acoustica. Liang there as well, Nora as well. Oh my god. Okay. What do we have on? Oh, that's it? Oh yeah, I did all of the endings already. We are going to do this. Let me check. I think 2 weeks from now, cause next week is Denless update. So I won't be able to do this because it's probably very heavy reading as well. Reference in the Rain. Oh, I actually did it. I forgot. Did I finish Limbo? Let me see. I did. Okay. Oh yeah. Lucid Escape in 3 days. I don't know what that is. Anecdote in 4 days. This is such a long. Oh no. Except Portal Texas is study. No way, right? Beyond the Boundaries. Because I prefer R2 because I can auto it. The Answering Machine, The Butterfly, and Literary Critic. I don't know what that is as well. Farewell Ryaski is a rerun. It's a very good chapter. Highly recommend. There's a girl. There's a girl failure that is Winsong, and one of the most popular ship, Winla. So yeah. I am going to do this off stream because it's pretty much a grinding event. It's very grindy. That's why I don't really play it on stream. But we finished Folie Déraison. It's very interesting. It's very interesting for me. But I still don't understand. At least I understand now. So Doris was leaving Panopticon, and then she went back to see Aleph and get on the boat. So that's why it's in a day. At least that's from what I understand. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna see you guys, I think, in I don't know, 2 or 3 hours for IDV, because I'm not feeling very tired yet. If I'm feeling pretty tired, then I'm gonna play IDV off stream. But yeah, see you guys in 2 or 3 hours, depending on how tired I am. So thanks for watching. Bye guys.